actually brought me to Chicago, and I've actually been working, Jim, on my Chicago accent now for 25 years. Nailed it, as you can see. But I came over originally, it was a corporate move. I was working for a company called Best Foods, Hellmann's Mayonnaise, North Soups and Sauces, Thomas's English Muffins, etc. And we were acquired by Unilever a few years after I came over. But it was the marketing position for a large multinational that brought me over here first. And at that stage, I never envisaged that I would be speaking to someone like Jim Cooper about adding humor to your presentation, or how to make it in the professional speaking world 20 plus years later. So
nobody in their right mind thinks they're ever going to be speaking to Jim Cooper, so you're not alone in that. That's great. That's great. So I guess you do a lot of traveling. I'm sure you're not just, even though you're based in Chicago, you're doing a lot of traveling to different corporations and stuff. How are you finding the corporate atmosphere? I mean, you come in with a sense of humor, which is, from my corporate experience, is desperately needed more often than not. Do you find that is really kind of the key to get some of the people to start thinking differently on how they do business? Or what's been your experience with that?
Well, it's kind of a multifaceted answer, Jim. See the way I can use big words like multifaceted? It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. So,
5 syllables. You can graduate college.
Absolutely, yeah. What a man, what a man. But basically what I say is that I want to speak to audiences to improve their people, their performance, and their productivity with a smile. And what I say is that at the end of my presentations, the people I've spoken to will leave with a smile on the face, with a spring in the step, but with memorable, actionable takeaways to improve their performance or their productivity or whatever the particular reason I've been brought in for. So my core belief is that I've got to provide good content, but ways to provide good content include having good stories, an element of good humor in the presentations, and also to empathize with the people and understand their pain. And if I can bring those elements to my good content, they're the kind of axle grease that will help people to remember what the Irish guy said, and to allow them to walk out with a smile on the face and with a spring in the step.
So do you go in and do like one day and done, or do you go in and do like a week and workshops and that kind of thing? Or
it's a mixture of both. Some of the biggest contracts I've got are ones where I'm working with multi-plant locations, for instance. But in terms of the ongoing number of events that I've got, it's primarily keynotes to associations, to corporations, to healthcare, etc. So in terms of the number of events, it would be kind of one-off, and hopefully you get invited back next year for a different concept or a different topic. But the ones where you can get some really good dollars out, you can get a large contract with one of the bigger companies, multi-plant locations, that kind of thing.
If you had to pick one session that you did, and you don't need to name the company obviously, but that kind of sticks in your mind as, this was the best one I've done thus far, in terms of humor and reaction and how you feel your message got across to the people. Was there something special about that one session?
Okay, would you believe it was to an Amish audience?
Yes.
Yes, okay, all right. So Shipshewana, Indiana. I was down there the year before last, January, cold January, and they've got a large exhibition hall in Shipshewana, Indiana. And as you know, Amish are wonderful craftsmen, carpenters, etc., and they're very good business people as well. So I was invited in to speak at that exhibition. And I drive down to Shipshewana, Indiana, is about maybe 2 hours from where I live. And I come into this large exhibition hall and parking lot, and it's full of horses, buggies, and horse dung. Okay, all right, and about 20 F-150 trucks. That's about it. All right. So I go in, having been advised by my wife. She says, I know I don't use profanities, or I'm very, very careful when I'm speaking to audiences, but she said, you need to be very careful with this group. So I said, okay, I will. So I go in to this group, and I'm doing a presentation. My core one that I adapt for each audience is a program called The Gift of Gab. And Gab, Jim, in this case, is an acronym for goals, attitude, behavior.
Okay.
goals, attitude, behavior. So I came in and I was doing this presentation on the gift of gab, goals, attitude, and behavior to help you build your business. All right. But the audience though was all of the dads come in, their wives come in with them. They bring the kids in with them as well. So you got kids from 3 to 13 probably there. The 3 and 4 year olds are sitting on dad's lap and on mom's lap as well. And I'm thinking, how's this going to go? So what happened actually was, as I say, I do good stories with good humor. I have never ever had such a good reaction to the stories and to the humor. Now I know, and this is, I do a program on adding humor to your presentation, and after a while you should know when the audience is going to laugh and how long they're going to laugh for. So you leave them laugh. But this Amish community, they just kept laughing and laughing. And I remember being in front of them and saying, this is wonderful. It was just fantastic. I left the event and I was just got into the car, texted my wife, and I said, this is the best gig I've ever done. And she comes back, seriously? And I said, yes. So, I mean, it's amazing. And the reason why it worked was I think I can relate well to people, but I think they wouldn't be used to having humor or good stories at some of their events. So when they were I was telling them good stories that were relevant to their business and were not at all kind of offensive or anything like that, they just, I can still see their faces. It was magic.
And, you know, it's because I'm more surrounded with it than you are. There's the large Amish population in Pennsylvania and Delaware.
True, yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of business. There's a lot of builders still in Delaware that, you know, are the Amish builders, and you know, they do their thing the way they do the thing, and it's all good quality stuff. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
But they're all wonderful people. You talk to them, and you know, they have that sense of humor, and you don't really expect it because we're all programmed by movies and things like that.
Yeah.
People are either, you know, stone-faced or completely evil, but it's just wrong.
Yeah.
So it's just having that exposure to that group of people. That's wonderful.
Right.
That's just great.
And you know, the funny thing is, as you probably know, Amish refer to anyone who's not in their community as Americans. So I'm thinking, am I American or am I Irish? I was confused on the day, you know.
One of the things you mentioned was talking about putting humor in presentations, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention to all our listeners that if you go to Conor's website, which is IrishmanSpeaks.com, you can actually get a free document that's the 53 humorous quotes for any presentation or speech. And take a look at that, because I think it's what a great freebie to have. And from that, if you want to know more, you have to get in touch with Conor and bring him in and let him do his thing. So you want to take advantage of that. What came first for you, the business side of thing or the humor?
That's a good, you know, I've been asked that quite a bit now since I'm doing quite a number of podcasts. And in one sense, although I didn't appreciate it, probably the humor, because the Irish are good storytellers and they tell funny stories. And there's a lot of, in Ireland we say we have a lot of crack in Ireland. And as I tell, see, he's laughing there, but let me be clear for all of your listeners. Ireland, as I say, has the best crack in the world. I mean, but by crack here, I mean, in Ireland, the word crack means fun or having a good time. So I'll often tell my American audiences that you'll go to Ireland and you'll hear someone say, oh, Sister Mary, you won't believe the amount of crack we had down at Father Murphy's house last night. That kind of thing.
Yeah, in America, that has a different connotation.
It does indeed. It does indeed. Although, as I say, in Ireland, crack means having a good time. And people have said to me here, well, it kind of means the same thing in the States as well, but slightly different.
Right, but it's a little different.
It is a little different, yeah. So I think the Irish definitely have a good sense of humour. And I probably didn't appreciate this sense of humor that I was generating because I was just amongst a lot of other funny people. My brother is nuts. I mean, you might think people might think I'm humorous. That guy is just stonewall crazy funny. But I then come to the States. Was doing as VP of marketing, and I realized that people appreciated my sense of humour more than the Irish would have, because it's kind of blasé over there kind of thing. And after I was doing presentations for a while, getting nice comments, then I left the corporate world, went out on my own, and realised that I had good material. All I had to develop it. We can talk how I developed it. I had good storytelling skills, relatively at least, and I was also able to bring humour into it. And what really helped me to make it happen was, and people are sometimes surprised at that, I'm still a member of Toastmasters.
Oh,
Okay?
cool.
And we've got a professional speakers Toastmasters club here in Chicago, where we can rehearse our 10-15 minutes of our keynotes kind of thing, and get beaten to death by the rest of the people in the room kind of thing. We don't take prisoners in that. But I did get involved in Toastmasters after I left corporate. Now, I was a pretty accomplished presenter, but that doesn't mean I was a very good presenter. But Toastmasters did help me to hone the skills a little bit, and that was one of the things that helped me on the journey to becoming Irishman Speaks.
It's a great organization. I mean, I worked for Electronic Data Systems for a long time, and they had a very large Toastmasters contingency, and people, you know, they would almost require you to go at least be part of some of the meetings, because they were big into how you present yourself and how you speak and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful organization. That's cool that it's still up and running and going, and that's wonderful. What other Irish colloquialisms, I can't believe I said that word correctly, do you find that when you come to America, it's like, wait a minute, this means something completely different here? We've already talked about crack. What is there another one that pops into your head as being weird?
Well, I'll give you two things. One is, if you've been to Ireland, you will be aware that the Irish tend to use the F-bomb quite a lot. In Ireland, the F-bomb can be a noun, a verb, an adverb, an adjective. It can be whatever.
Declarative. It can be subtle. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And it's one of the challenges I had when I came over here first was, now it was interesting, the head of the organization I was working with at the time was an Italian American. He made Robert De Niro sound like a choir boy. Okay? So when I was in meetings with him, it was kind of like something out of Goodfellas. But then you go into some other meeting, and you realize, oh, for crying out loud. So, I mean, I had my wrist slapped a few times about the way I was using some of those words and profanities, and I fully get that. That would be one. The other thing that kind of amuses me sometimes, Jim, is I regularly say to people, how are you doing? And whatever way I say it, Americans seem to think that I'm actually interested in how you're doing.
It's more of a rhetorical question.
Absolutely. All I'm saying is hello to you. I don't give a flying fig how you're doing, kind of thing. But I regularly get involved in conversations with people say, oh, I'm so glad you asked me that question. You know, no one has asked me that question tonight. And I can do a piece, go on further than that. But there's some of the ways that we say things are different. Some of our enunciation is different as well. But it's a good blend now of Irish humour, Irish language, and colloquialisms, and US colloquialisms is what I use.
I was tooling around the internet and looking at, I'm a big movie fan, and I was looking at upcoming movie trailers, and I can't remember the name of the movie, but there's a movie coming out about an Irish gang that turns to rap, and they're using a very heavy Irish dialect that I couldn't even understand, number one, and I had a name for it, which I can't remember. But it's like, how is anybody going to watch this without subtitles? It's like, because there are a number of different dialects within Ireland, aren't there?
Well, what I would refer to as, we would call it accents. Maybe you're talking about the same thing, yeah? And it's amazing, Jim. I'm from County Cork, south coast of Ireland. And I think the Cork accent is kind of lyrical and designed to soothe you, okay? So I'm soothing all of your viewers now, all right? But then you go up to Northern Ireland, which might be 150, 180 miles away, and they'll be talking with a real strong kind of a guttural accent and much harsher, which is kind of something similar to what maybe the Scots have got. And then halfway between Ireland, between Northern Ireland and Cork on the south coast, you could go to maybe Offaly or some other county, and totally different dialect and accent again. It's quite extraordinary, the differences in accent or dialect, whichever way you want to refer it.
I would expect the Northern Ireland accent to be a little tougher and stronger, given Ireland's history in that particular area of the country. Oh, that's wild. Yeah, and in the United States, it's the same thing. You know, you go different places, there's different accents. Go to New York, has an accent. New Jersey has an accent. The South has an accent. And, you know, it's the same thing here. So that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So
it's one of the things I've got to be careful of as well as a presenter. Particularly when I'm speaking to a group that wouldn't be familiar with the Irish brogue, I will always come on stage and speak slower than my normal rate of speech for the first couple of minutes. So that's just one of the simple pieces of experience you get as a professional speaker. You got to make sure that the audience understands what you're saying before they can actually take in what you're saying.
Have you ever had anybody say, "I just can't understand a word you're saying"?
I did originally when I came over in corporate, but then you kind of slow down quite dramatically. I'll tell you another funny one. I worked in the UK for 2 years before I came over here. So I used to fly from Dublin on Monday morning, come into the UK, work in London for about 4 days and come back on Thursday night or Friday. But what I found was the first few months I was there, I'd come in on Monday morning. I was a VP of marketing. I'd be saying something to my group of people, and you'd see the glazed eyes and you realize they have no idea what I'm saying. So I'd slow down, and by Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, they're all able to figure out what I'm saying. I come back then to Ireland maybe on Thursday night and go into the business meetings on Friday, and they're all speaking really fast. And I'm speaking so slow that some of them are thinking, this guy's had a stroke or something. I mean,
he's had a few Guinnesses before he showed up here today. That's funny. And what popped in my mind is that because we are such an international community these days, you know, understanding the different accents is a bit easier across the board. At least I've found that. But I remember growing up as a kid in the early 60s going to see A Hard Day's Night by the Beatles. I didn't understand what they were saying for the first 20 minutes of the movie. I was just like, I can't understand what they're saying. What are they doing? They're going so fast and they have this accent. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's wild. That's wild. So, well, if you want to know more about Conor and possibly bring him into your business at the same time, you know, go out to IrishmanSpeaks.com. He's got a lot of wonderful information out there. You've got a freebie out there of 53 humorous quotes for any presentation or speech. And you get in touch with him and you can see what he does and how he does it. And I can't imagine he wouldn't be helpful to anybody who's in business, particularly in the corporate world, that needs so much humor injected into the daily life of things. Okay, let's do some of these crazy questions and see where this takes us, because we never know.
All right.
What pizza topping best represents you?
What pizza topping best represents me? It'd probably be something schizophrenic or crazy. I'm not sure what that would be. So if you've got a schizophrenic or crazy pizza topping, that's nourishing as well. That's nourishing. Okay, that might be the answer.
Have to think about that. I have to think about that. What that would be. What movie makes you laugh no matter how many times you've seen it?
Oh, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Oh.
Michael Caine and Steve Martin.
Steve Martin, what a great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
What song should play every time you walk into a room?
What song should play every time? Maybe something by I was going to say Metallica. Bruce Springsteen. Anything by Bruce Springsteen.
Okay.
When I walk into a room. I actually learn a lot from Springsteen in terms of how to play with the audience, build emotion, bring them up, take him back down again. I mean, he's a magnificent stage performer as well as a wonderful musician.
He is. He knows how to work the room very, very much so.
Yeah.
What breed of dog would you be?
What breed of dog would I be? I would go for an Irish Wolfhound. I mean, but the problem with that is the Irish Wolfhound only has a short lifespan. I think it's only 5 or 6 years. So there might be some issues there, but we'll go for the Irish Wolfhound.
It's such an impressive dog that, everyone loves him.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right. You may not want to answer this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What is your favorite curse word?
Well, all right. We'll go. Have you seen Ted Lasso?
Bits and pieces of it. No, I'm not a religious freak about it.
One of the guys there, Roy Kent is his name. He regularly goes, fuck. So when that was on, like, my wife as well was regularly going, fuck.
That's funny. Who would play you in a movie about your life?
Who would play me in a movie about my life? Chris Rock.
Okay. Okay. That's fun.
Hey!
If you were an ice cream flavor, what would you be?
Probably something with multiple flavors. It wouldn't be vanilla anyway. That's one thing certain. Yeah. Although I do like vanilla, but that wouldn't be the ice cream flavor.
Yeah, I wouldn't call you a vanilla person. No.
Hopefully not.
If you fell asleep face first into a bowl of soup, what kind of soup would you want it to be?
Probably chicken noodle soup.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, nice, nourishing stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, but I want to be pretty drunk now to fall face first into a bowl of soup.
We can assume. All right, I'm going to give you two things, and you just tell me what your preference is. It's kind of either or kind of thing. Passenger or driver?
Driver. No, my wife doesn't even like me she doesn't even like being a passenger when I'm driving, but anyway.
I understand that completely. Trust me, I do.
Yeah.
Bananas or watermelon?
Oh, bananas. Watermelon are just bland.
Okay. Toilet paper, over or under?
Over.
This is the popular answer. Air guitar or air drums?
Oh, probably. I'm a big Metallica fan, and I say sometimes that people who are into heavy metal have no sense of music at all, which is a bit like me in one sense. So it would be air guitar, all right. And my favorite guitarist of all time was an Irish guy called Rory Gallagher.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wonderful.
Laundromat, great song.
Oh, you got it, my brother. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, would you rather have to eat only liver for the rest of your life or be forced to watch an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians every day?
Oh, liver. Good God. Liver. Oh. I mean, my idea of hell is a box set of the Kardashians.
Yeah. No, oh, God. Would you rather have a car horn that plays YMCA or your own, let me start that again because I don't know, I speak for a living. Would you rather have a car horn that plays YMCA or own a car with your favorite cartoon character painted on the side?
We'll go with the favorite cartoon character painted on the side because that would put a smile on people's face.
Right. YMCA may make them spasms.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Would you rather give up your cell phone for a month or bathing for a month?
Oh, realistically, bathing. I mean, I can't live without my cell phone. It's. I mean, you leave a cell phone. I was in a shop a couple of weeks ago with my wife. She was trying on some dress. I go to back pocket. I didn't have my phone with me. I said, "What am I going to do for the next half an hour while she's changing clothes?" I mean, I was distraught.
Yeah, I get it. Would you rather go skydiving in a rainstorm or climb the antenna at the top of the Empire State Building or the Chicago Tower on a windy day?
Oh, skydiving in a rainstorm. That would be an experience, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather give up social media or eat the same dinner for the rest of your life?
I would rather. So you asked me, would I'll have to take a pass on that one for a second, but I don't want to give up social media.
Okay. But you also don't want to have the same dinner for the rest of your life either.
That is true. Yes. Yeah.
I get it. That's why that's an
Yeah.
awful question. Would you rather have whatever you are thinking appear in a bubble above your head for everyone to read, or have absolutely everything you do be live streamed for everyone to watch?
Oh, sweet divine God. Fifth Amendment on that.
I had one guest who said that question is straight from the seventh circle of hell.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Indeed.
So you can't pick one, huh?
I don't think so. No, I mean, I suppose though, if I did the bubble, I probably would be able to kind of train the brain after a while to not be thinking about what a jerk that car driver is next door or something like that. But that might be difficult.
That's about what people come to with that. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. This was fun. I kind of knew it would be. That's why I wanted us to get together. Conor Cunneen at IrishmanSpeaks.com. Please take advantage of his services. And if nothing, you'll get a chuckle going to his website and listen to some of the things he does. So once again, I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Jim, and best of luck with your show going forward. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. And thank you for watching and listening, and we'll see you again next time on the Hydrant Podcast. That's it.
Rock and roll. Good stuff.
Let me make sure I got the files here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we're good.
We got it?
This is actually going to go to air next Wednesday.
All right.
So 24th. So
yeah.
I'll do a lot of promotion beforehand.
Right.
Probably even started today. So
okay, and once it goes out, I'll start pushing it as well. And if it's okay with you, I'll actually take a few clips on over a couple of weeks, push it out as well. Yeah.
Feel free.
Yeah, I love the conversation, Jim.
Yeah, good. This is fun.
All right, be good. Take care.
All right, take it easy.
See ya. Thanks again.
Bye-bye.